Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We are yet again in orbit of Mars, this time joining the M-SEL, the Mars Surface Exploratory Lander, as it is about 10 hours and some change away from its Aero capture, hopefully, maneuver at Mars. We took all the things that we learned from the Project Air, as far as its aero capture. I did a little finagling with some numbers, considering the significantly lower mass of this spacecraft versus the Project Air, and have very loosely figured out that about 47 kilometers should put us in a capture orbit. This spacecraft does have plenty of fuel, so we will be able to adjust this orbit and hopefully nail down a landing site, which is something that we've not been able to do with any other lander, which is really, a couple moon landings, one or two of which were their landing site was planned, two Venus landers, neither of which's landing site was planned, and now this little guy, which hopefully will be able to go wherever we want to on Mars, which at this point is absolutely anywhere, considering we have never had a successful Mars landing. Two landers failed on Delta V counts because they couldn't make their plane change maneuver without running out of fuel. Project Air crashed into the surface at Mach 2, which is a pretty sure bet that ended that one real fast. So this is our next best hope, a much more traditional lander. It is kind of a carbon copy of the V-SEL lander that went to Venus and successfully landed there. There's been some tweaking to the parachutes, and that's really about it. So we're going to go ahead and time warp on in. I'm hoping to get the aero capture and the landing all done this episode, so I'm not going to drag this out for 2 days like I normally do. So let's go ahead and start to warp on in. As we get closer, I will reorient the spacecraft to a prograde vector. No point in doing it now because it's going to throw off our periapsis. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take a quick save because reasons. Awesome. All right, now then, back to the timey warps. Shoot. Okay. And what are we? About an hour away? We can wait a bit. The good part for this lander, the good news here, is that it's going to maintain contact with Earth right up to the point where it deactivates its comm equipment to save it from the reentry, or the aerobraking. We're not really re-entering yet. We're just using the atmosphere to slow ourselves way the hell down. 20 some odd minutes. We could probably go ahead and get ourselves oriented. I really hope everything is set up appropriately. I will be quite upset if it's not. Alright, and prograde should be somewhere down here. Yep, there we go. Yeah, maybe we'll take that periapsis in a little bit. It adjusted itself out during our turn, which is why I've waited until now to do it, although I probably should have just oriented myself and then adjusted laterally, but whatever. Alright, so I'm going to take this down to 46 kilometers. We entered at 42 kilometers for Project Air, and that was a successful aero capture, although absolutely nothing else about that mission was a success. Just, goes to show mistakes were made. But hopefully we'll have a successful Mars landing in the quaint little vessel. Or M-SEL, sorry, I know, I called it vessel at least twice in the last episode also. Okay, well, Here we are. We are still 2 minutes from our panel retraction, although we are about to hit Atmo. I hope I didn't mistime that. Or throw it off by adjusting my periapses. I think this is because of ambient light adjustment that Mars is so bright. I'm just going to tinker with that a little bit. Yeah, no, that's about where it would normally be. So Mars is just bright. Okay, well, we are certainly in the atmosphere now, and our panels are still about a minute away from their retraction. This could be problems. Not that necessarily we need all of these panels, but it sure would. Okay, and the cloud cover has suddenly disappeared, and we're seeing a more accurate representation of... I don't know if this is accurate. I've never been there. I would hope this is more like what it actually looks like. Oh, crap. We might be shearing some things off because I timed this way wrong. Oh no, we are 3 minutes from our retraction. How did I mess that up? Oh, well, let me wipe my signal delay. Uh-oh. We might be losing some solar panels. We have panels on the lander itself, that won't do this part much good. Although this core does shut down when you're not using it, so I guess maybe if we deactivate the avionics when we're elsewhere. It's the comms equipment that I'm kind of going to miss. Oh boy. We're going to see some serious heating here in just a couple of seconds. I have timed this poorly. Damn it. And here I spent like 10 minutes before I started filming trying to set all this stuff up and trying to double check, make sure I got it all right, and looks like I just got it all wrong. Yep. Oh, that hurt. We lost a short-range comm. Alright, we're getting some science readings now, and some good science, so we're going to transmit this home, because, well, while the antennas are open, we might as well. Okay, well, now we can only hope that Mars's atmosphere is so rarefied that we won't lose our other antenna. Although it seems our weight is offset. We are tipping to the side. And we'll transmit that and transmit that. Oh no. I don't think we slowed down nearly enough. We did not. Well, let's see if we can't solve this. Alright, come on, little guy. M-SEL, it's time to be a hero. Alright, as we're getting a little higher now in the atmosphere, I'm going to try to flip this thing around. Oh, wait, look! We captured! Never mind. Oh, and we're still slowing down. That's perfect. I was trying to turn it around so I could use the engine to finish capture, but it looks like just the extra drag from wobbling it like that has slowing us down significantly. I'm gonna keep doing that then. Maybe we can use some thruster power along with some shakiness. Yeah, I mean less than a 2 to orbit would be obviously ideal. We did lose a solar panel. Not a big deal. Although in about 30 seconds our comms equipment is going to finally turn itself off. And there goes our panel deactivation as we are on our way out of the atmosphere. Well, hey, that worked, and I'm very happy that it did. Ooh, wrong button. We captured, and we saved a whole lot of fuel doing it, although I guess what I missed the last time I checked on this spacecraft is that we have this entire center tank pretty much full, which is awesome. So this thing can position itself almost anywhere it needs to be. It probably had enough fuel to do a traditional burn to capture, but I don't know, since we know how to aero capture, might as well. Alright, well, we're going to let this get the rest of the way through the atmosphere and get up to an appropriate apogee, apoapsis. Yeah, we're going to stabilize the orbit, basically. No sense in aerobraking to bring it down. We've got the fuel to spare, and this thing doesn't really have any place else to go. So all our comms are turned off. Yeah, oh god, that got real bright. So I want to see how we're bouncing our signal, because we are clearly connected to Earth some other way. Although I'm not, just not going to show me any lines at all, huh? Well, okay, it looks like we're connected through the transfer stage of the the Mars Orbital Mapper mission. Although it's not showing me that line directly. Oh. Or we are connected. Yeah, no, we are connected through Mom. Or Mom's mom. Either or. Whatever's getting us connected doesn't matter to me. Alright, well, we are clear of the atmosphere, so I'm going to go ahead and warp up to our apogee. We're going to adjust our periapsis up to around 200 or so, and then when we get there, we're going to burn to bring our apogee down to something a little more suitable, and then we can get on with the landing. So I will probably just speed all of this up in post. I'll see you guys in just a second. Well, it's not a great orbit, but our periapsis was falling pretty quickly, and it's now down to 132, which I believe is still outside the atmosphere, but that's going to make getting this guy into the atmosphere pretty easy, which is, excuse me, exactly what we want. So, right now, I'm going to go ahead and, well, first we're gonna shut off all of this fuel, just to make sure nothing gets all weird. Alright, good. That's full and locked. Full and locked. Full and... ooh, not locked. Well, whatever. We need to burn that fuel first. That's what matters. And that fuel is only linked to this engine. So, not a big deal there. We are going to fly out to apoapsis. Well, I guess really detaching now wouldn't kill us. But at apoapsis, that's 1 hour away. It's 12 minutes away. So about an hour and 12 minutes. That gives us plenty of time to set up our reentry procedure. We should still have contact with Earth, I'm hoping, based on that line and its angle. If not, we've got several things we can bounce from. Here's hoping. So, yeah, I'm just going to warp out there, let us get signal back, and then I'm going to start setting everything up for reentry. So I will probably do all of that flight computer configuration sped up in post, because that's just kind of boring. I'm sure I'll talk about it on the way in and complain about how I messed up all the timing again, like what cost us a solar panel. But our charge rate is good. That's what matters, right? We're still We're still in business. Oh no. Well, we had a connection for a half a second there. I wasted it. Yeah, alright, now we're connected. Now we can start plotting. Alright, and the very first part of our plotting is to make sure, good, this antenna is on. So we can and will make sure that the batteries are charged. Good. That should give us plenty of juice to get down to the ground. We will decouple and activate this engine. Make sure throttle is set to Z for 0. Good, and our signal delay is off. So now what all we really need to do is, well, we'll need to make the burn for our so it looks like we're going to wait another orbit because I've decided that I have to be patient and do it all legit like. What's our orbital periods? About 2 hours. I'm hoping 2 hours isn't going to make or break us. I don't want to extend any panels because that's just more stuff I have to worry about later. Extend. I don't think those should poke out too much. We shall see. Alright. Warp ahead. And craft separation is good. Where are we in relation to things? I guess we could just go ahead and slow down now. That's just going to tip our... You know what? We're going to do it. I am impatient. I am not doing this the most efficient way. No, I need you pointed retrograde, son. Yeah, it sure isn't falling very quickly, but we don't have that far to go to get into the atmosphere. And we could just use our main engine also. Which is shockingly efficient. Alright. Just hope that we can maintain contact long enough. I really just need to program in a boot sequence. The chutes are armed, and once we're oriented correctly, the rest should just be able to take care of itself. We just need to write a command to shut down that antenna, and then a boot sequence to power up our other antenna, and decouple the heat shield. I forgot about decoupling the heat shield. Well, crap. Alright. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I can go ahead and leave the rest on. Alright, let's take a look at our timing. Alright, that is in 39 minutes. So we're going to say in 35 minutes will be our shutdown procedure, which will deactivate this antenna. That's nice. Alright, so 39 minutes. So we say 40 minutes to decouple. No, because we want to use the fuel from that to slow down also. Let's say 40 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I meant to do all this in post. My bad, fellas. Oh, God. Fuck me. Kerbal Space Program crashed. Okay. Well, we have recovered from our game crash. Mars looks very interesting now. I don't know what exactly was happening there, but I need to redo pretty much everything. I'm just going to speed this part up in post, and we can get right on to our landing. So, there's that. I will pick you guys back up in just a second. Alright, well. Let's do a good assessment of when we're actually going to be inside the atmosphere. Add maneuver. And what is that altitude? That altitude is 48. That altitude is 72. That altitude is 102. That's the time we need to target. 13 minutes, which is now. Anything we want to do to be inside the atmosphere, we need to do now. So, deactivate that. Our boot sequence is good. I don't think we really need to do much else other than wait maybe a minute or so and tell it to decouple our heat shield. Because I actually don't think we need the heat shield at all. Yeah, we're gonna time warp up just a little bit and tell it to ditch that heat. You know what we need to do is take an extra look at our chutes. One of these should be a drogue. We're gonna be inside the atmosphere by then, though. Toggle info. You know, we have to do it, so toggle info. And then decouple. Okay, well, here's hoping. We can get rid of that node, but we should probably orient ourselves a little bit more prograde-y. We are not going all that fast, like 3.2 kilometers per second. So I really kind of doubt the necessity of this heat shield to begin with, but we can't afford to have it still attached when we are under load of our parachutes. Which I did reconfigure for this mission, but I am highly uncertain considering I thought Project Aero was going to work just fine, and that parachute deployed when it hit the ground. So I think I may have greatly underestimated our vertical speeds. But we're going to find out how well this whole thing works. Okay, there goes our landing struts. Alright, what? Okay, there's a command being canceled, and we're 2 minutes out from our antenna going offline. Alright. There's that. $40 seconds from our parachute inquisition. And our heat shield ditch. Actually, we should be off angle a bit when we ditch that heat shield. Just to make sure. Because I would probably be toggling the parachute things when that heat shield hits. Alright. Let me move. Can I move you? Yeah, let's move you over here. Parachute radial must go down. Parachute's 5. Okay. Let's set your altitude a lot higher. Let's go for, 9 kilometers. There goes our heat shield. And full deployment around 5. Where'd the other parachute thingy go? Alright, you know what? We're going to go full deployment at 6. Close. Great. Alright, well, now we can go ahead and get oriented retrograde. And hope for the best. Alright, well, here we go. Ka-thunk. There's some atmosphere. So we're going to wait until we have decelerated a little bit. Oh man, what's the runtime on our engine, I wonder? 0. Yeah, because I need to unlock its fuel. What is the runtime on our engine? 15 minutes. Do we think we're 15 minutes from the surface? I mean, we might be. And the less mass we have, the easier it's going to be for those parachutes to do their job. Fuck, I don't know. Should I turn on the engine? "15 minutes of runtime." Says we're at 12 minutes to our current periapsis, so that is not negative. Oh, time warp. Please don't kill me. Alright, mighty M-SEL. This is entirely up to you now. Alright, I think the second our periapsis is in the dirt, I'm going to fire up the engine. And we're going to try to bring this in for as much of a powered descent as we can manage. It's got infinite ignitions and it does not gimbal, so we should be okay. I can just keep turning it off and on as much as I need to. But yeah, the lighter this thing is, the better a chance it stands of decelerating enough. Alright, there's our deorbit. Face this straight into retrograde and fire it up. Okay, good. Engine fire is good. We're not decelerating very quickly, but that is to be expected. We're still pretty heavy. I guess I really don't need flight computer up right now. It's the only thing that is relevant that's programmed into it right now is the boot sequence. Which, speaking of boot sequence, where did our heat shield go? There it is. I'll be mad if only the heat shield survives again this time. Alright, parachutes have given us the red indicator, saying that it is not safe to deploy. Current speed is 3.3 kilometers per second. Not falling very fast, but that doesn't really matter now, does it? I'll take 16 minutes to get there. And, well, we'll either be on the ground or streaking across it. I should have hit that button, 4 or 5 minutes ago. Alright. 2.7 kilometers per second, 51 kilometers altitude. So what did I set the parachute for? 10 kilometers? I really hope we're going slow enough by then. Because if we tear it off, this whole thing's scrubbed. Alright. Although realistically, if we hit the ground going less than Mach 2, we will have done better than our last Mars attempt. So could we make that the bar for success? If we could hit the ground at, you know, less than 700 meters per second, we will have done well. Alright. Aircraft is currently aircraft. Lander? Spacecraft? It's not in space. It's not technically an aircraft. Anyway, 2Gs is what it is experiencing currently. Which is not bad. 33 kilometers altitude, 1,400 meters per second. Don't feel like our rate of descent is falling. Although we're not really angled for that yet, are we? Like to get something universal here. Try to fire this engine more down than lateral. We need to buy as much time before we hit the dirt as we can. Alright, seeing some good deceleration now. We are currently down to about 750 meters per second, 23 kilometers altitude. A bit faster than I would like, knowing how ineffectual these parachutes are probably going to be. But at least they'll have plenty of time to open. Right. Terrain just rendered in, that's not good. 19 kilometers altitude, 450 meters per second. God, not even half of our fuel spent. I could have fired up this engine a whole lot sooner. Okay, we are subsonic. 340 meters per second. I thought I heard a parachute deploy, but both of our... Oh, yeah, I did. Those are our drogue chutes. Aren't they just disgustingly adorable and completely pointless? Good God. I imagine those little chutes are doing worlds of good. They're catching so much air. Slowing us down so much. Alright, primaries have deployed 190 meters per second. 13 kilometers altitude on the radar, but those were deployed at 10, so I guess we gotta add a +3. Our drogue chutes have fully deployed. Okay, come on, RSS, RP-0 creators, this is ridiculous. We need some... I mean, really, I don't think the sizing on drogue chutes should be a thing. Alright, our deceleration is kind of capped off. We're still going 165 meters per second. Primary chutes at full deploy. We are decelerating not very well. Oh god, tipping over. Not the direction I need to be facing. 155 meters per second. This does not look good. Not looking good. Oh, no, 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 no. Splat. Oh, hey, look, our drogue chute survived. Oh, is that a solar panel? Oh, man. Wow. That was brutal. Well. Now we know. Two sad failures in a row. I'm really sorry. I really thought that one was going to make it. I guess my glimpse at the thrust to weight ratios and the VAB were insignificant or insufficient. I feel like maybe quadrupling up on those engines probably would have gotten this down safely. But I dropped the ball, and I kind of rushed this one too. So I'm going to make a firm commitment to do some missions better, or at least land on Mars successfully at some point. You have my word. But hey, as it turns out, Mars is hard. Yeah, this was just bad planning on my part. This was bad planning and feeble attempts at execution to make up for said bad planning. But not much I can do now other than say I'm real sorry. And I promise that we're going to come back to Mars, and we are going to land here successfully, and we're going to do all kinds of sciencey things. I have contracts to do so that I'm probably going to fail now, but you know, whatever. We'll make it work. The program has lasted this long. I mean, what is it, 1965? We've made it 15 years. We can go another 15 with just as many failures. So that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Sorry for all the disappointments lately. I promise we're going to get better, and we're going to nail this. So thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. Until then, see you later.